Yeah, this weather is 100% starting to switch on me. It was kind of overcast, you know, to begin with today, but I'm starting to see a little bit of rain coming down towards the mountains. Sky is getting pretty dark. Temperature is definitely dropping. It's probably dropped about 10, maybe 15 degrees. Oh, I'm really starting to dig in now. Getting below my axles is a really big thing that I don't want to have happen. What's going on, you guys? Welcome to the channel. On today's video, I am very excited to announce that today is the very first day that I have made the attempt to ride up into the mountains and start the single track season. So it's early spring, but I had 60 degrees in the forecast and I was ready to go. So today we're riding a trail system that I have never ridden before, but I am somewhat familiar with these mountains. But I believe the snow is confined to about 5.5 to 6,000 feet in elevation. So as long as we can stay below 6,000, I'd reckon today is going to be a good day. I also have some other news. The first 2 weeks of this month, I made a bunch of upgrades to my 501. And I'll kind of run through them pretty quick with you. But first major one, actually this is a really good view spot. I might pause here for a second. So first off, I switched from HT tires to intermediates. So this rubber is going to have a lot more flex and the tread pattern's a lot more open and aggressive. Really, really good for single track. Really good for technical riding. It's going to be probably a game changer for me. I know I've been trying so hard to make the HT tires work on everything, but they just don't. They just don't have the flex. They're great on street and they last forever, but on this stuff, they don't work. So IT tires. Then I also have a brand new clutch pack and a new clutch cover. And for those of you that are going to ask, I did also replace the dampers behind the clutch. Then I also added 2 more teeth to the rear sprocket, so it's going to make a big difference on slow speed riding. And anyways, I'm sure you guys want to get to the ride and not have me stand and talk. So those are the big ones. Then I also fixed we have 2 paths and both have snow. I did some other smaller upgrades as well. Hold on, let me just figure out what this is looking like. Both those trails might just be a braid off of the same trail. So let's see if they reconnect. Some pretty mondo snow. Uh-oh. Well, we're stuck. But anyways, welcome to springtime, you guys. That is the risk you take. I think I might be able to just lift my rear wheel out of the pit of despair here. Maybe. All right. We are out. Can't say I made it out without any casualties, though. Unfortunately, we have had our first issue. I got a whole lot of life out of this kickstand, you know? But unfortunately, that ends today. I feel like I should have some kind of ceremony, have a burial service for it. What I did was I parked it right here, and the dirt felt strong enough to hold the bike, but of course, you know, it's aimed on the downhill, and the bike tipped and just squashed it, sheared the top. toast. You know, I think there is some good news in this situation. I can't be the only person who's tried to ride this trail so far, because I am seeing tracks. Now, whether those are mule deer tracks or, you know, dirt biker tracks, you know, you be the judge. Here looks like mule deer, but back there, I don't know. I'd reckon that there have been other people that have tried this route before me. Now, I think I'm gonna want to take this upper trail, and I'm gonna want to push my bike through this stuff more, because I want as little weight as possible on the rear wheel. See, like that, because the rear wheel will want to dig in. Good. Now this, I don't necessarily have the downhill on my side as much as over there, so I might want to try and cross here and then cross there. There we go. All right, back to dirt. Back to good old dirt. All right, hopefully if we stay on this high line, I'm hoping, because that probably got a lot more sun than where we just came through, that we won't run into any snow on top. Yeah, it doesn't look like we're gonna run into too much snow on the very top of this crest here. And I think we're right at about 5,000 feet. But anyways, before we got stuck in the snow and I broke my kickstand, I was talking about the upgrades. So, you know, quick run through again. Tires, up 2 teeth in the sprocket, new clutch, new dampers, new clutch cover. I did fix my oil seal. That was something that I was dealing with in some of my last videos when I was out in the desert. And the reason my seal had blown was actually because my dome washer on my sprocket had finally given out after, you know, 260 some odd hours. Yeah, that was a common issue with these bikes, where those would go out and you have to replace those. So I didn't even have to replace the seal. I did order a new one, so I have it, but I replaced it with a Dirt Tricks dome washer, which a lot of people on the internet were recommending to try that, so I did. And yeah, totally fixed the problem. So got that all taken care of. And then I think the last upgrade was a small one. I put a little temperature gauge on my radiator, just so I can, you know, be aware of kind of how hot my bike is running on these single track trails, because my bike runs super hot on this stuff. You know, knock on wood, but this has been pretty nice. I haven't had to cut any trees yet. Just another reason why I'm somewhat sure that other people have been riding this ahead of me. Yeah, check that out. That is 100% tire tracks. I am not the first. Maybe the second, but don't think the first. So far, I think this rear sprocket upgrade is making a pretty big impact on my ability to ride this stuff. I feel like it's giving me a bit more of like a crawl gear, you know? Like if I run it in first gear, it crawls really, really well. And even, you know, like third gear is doing better than it was. But I will admit, I did do like a little street ride just kind of around my neighborhood just to test it out when I first installed it. My sixth gear is like gone. I have like a max speed of like 50 miles an hour in sixth gear, which is fine. I mainly ride off-road anyways. I just like to have the benefits of a street legal bike, you know, in case I want to go ride in any other states. I don't have to register since it's street legal. I don't have to get, you know, state OHV registration. And then obviously, if I get lost on a trail and I get spit out on a, you know, a actual proper highway, then I can ride it hopefully back to wherever I gotta go. I don't know. I'm always going to be riding a dual sport. I don't think, unless I'm, you know, all of a sudden uber wealthy, I don't think I'll ever ride something not a dual sport unless I can afford to have like a 300 two-stroke and then like a designated street bike. Oh wow, check this view out. That is excellent. Full panoramic view of the mountains. You can see what I mean. I'm far enough south to where, you know, I mean, it's not that cold. It's like 55, 60 degrees out. It's actually on the warm side. Yeah, and stuff's melting quick. I bet you if I give it like 1.5, maybe 1 month, those further north trails, the ones that get, you know, even more remote, I bet you those are going to be getting pretty open, actually. Some tight turns. Alright, let's see how these tires do on this stuff. Dirt is semi-loose, but man, these tires are feeling super tractable. My HTs would have been sliding down. I would have probably had the rear wheel locked up for sure. Front wheel might have locked up once or twice. That was awesome. Full 180. Oh, no way! Fire road! I feel like we should take a look around. You know, maybe I'll look at my trail map. Let me look at my trail map right now and see which way I want to go. Alright, we're gonna go this way and see if there's any trails that link up. I was seeing a bunch on the map, so we might have a couple options to choose from. Worst case scenario, I have to take the same route back, which is fine aside from, you know, a handful of spots that I know are gonna suck with the snow. But we'll figure that out when we get there. Alright, we're gonna take this trail and see if it can take us up to a vantage point. My goal is to try and find a route that connects me to a trail that I'm familiar with, because there is a trail on the map nearby that I know. So if I can find a connection to that, then we can take that back to the truck instead of going back the way we came. And of course we have a three-way braid. I'm not a fan of those. Alright, we're gonna go with the middle one, but damn, this thing is overgrown. Alright, we got another cross. I don't know, guys. It is... Alright, so it's currently just after 4. So, gives me about another 5 hours of daylight. That said, I can feel the weather kind of shifting a little bit. Temperatures are dropping right now. It's kind of overcast. I'm debating on whether I want to go back the same way we came, because I know it's going to take me some time to get through the snow. I think that's the smart move. Go back the way we came. Because all these trails that I'm running into, I could easily get turned around out here. Alright, so we are back on the trail that we started on. Oh, I forgot about this big hill climb. Hold on. There we go. Yeah, back on the trail that we started on. And I think this is really our only way out. Even though we're going to run into snow here, the fire road that we were on, that is socked in with snow too. So, pick your poison. I think this might be one of those situations where, you know, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't. I already know what the snowpack is going to be like taking this trail back out, because I've already gone through it. Whoa! All these little branches are catching me super hard. I gotta take it easy on these whoops. With this new suspension, I want to just like slam into them, but yeah, there's a good chance my saw will get thrashed around too much. Don't want it to come off of its mount. Yeah, this weather is 100% starting to switch on me. It was kind of overcast, you know, to begin with today, but I'm starting to see a little bit of rain coming down towards the mountains. Sky is getting pretty dark. Temperature is definitely dropping. It's probably dropped about 10, maybe 15 degrees from what it was earlier today. And the wind has picked up too. So getting wet on top of that is not in my best interest. Though I suppose a little bit of that is going to happen when I hit snow in a little bit. should be getting close to that one patch of snow that I got stuck in at the very start of this ride. And I think that's pretty much our biggest obstacle for getting out of here. If we can get past that, then I think we'll be all right. Yeah, this is a heap of snow. I think the upper section is going to be harder though. And it's all going to be slushy. That's the biggest challenge. So, I'll have to figure this one out piece by piece. Patch of snow by patch of snow. Where I can, I think I'm going to try and use the lines that I've already kind of cut for myself. So we got a couple here. This is going to be where it's going to get immensely tricky, because I'm just going to dig a hole as soon as I hit that snow. As soon as I hit it. There isn't much of an opportunity for a run up at this, but I'm going to try. Yeah, immediately. We're gonna try and hike a bike it, see if we can't push it up. The funny thing is, I don't think this is gonna be the hardest patch of snow. All right, there we go. Next one. That was really good. Now we'll hike a bike it from here. There we go. Bit by bit, right? Funny thing is, those ones are the easy ones. This last one is gonna be tough. All right, I can see the path we took, which is gonna be the path we're gonna want to take again. Well, here goes nothing. Well, I did not get very far, did I? Kill the motor, because you can see it starts to dig in almost immediately. I think that chunky stuff up ahead is going to be a problem. The problems that I see are these pits. And the reason that they're a problem is once my wheel hits one of those, it's going to start digging it deeper instead of push through, especially that one there. This felt like a good opportunity for a snack break. Oh, I'm really starting to dig in now. Getting below my axles is a really big thing that I don't want to have happen. As you guys saw on that time lapse, I managed to turn back around, and you can kind of see my track there. I went up that way. There was a trail actually that cut through the trees, a very, very thin trail, and is really, really overgrown. I'll go over there a little bit so you can actually see a little bit more. But I came up through that path. Oh, God, this snow is deep. And then I came through this way and I bushwhacked it a little bit. Through there, across, and out. I better start hiking, because I still have a few hours of daylight technically, but it's definitely getting darker out. So I want to get moving. Man, my boots are absolutely soaked. And temps dropped probably another 5 degrees. These clouds look like they're just rearing to dump. Water, snow, I don't know. It is now raining on me. It's a light mist right now, but it's coming down. Yeah, the quicker I can get off this frickin' mountain, the better. It's funny, I saw a couple people tent camping off the forest road when I was driving in today. Tell you what, it's probably not a good night to be tent camping. So I wish them all the best. As I'm making my way down the mountain, kind of thinking about how these upgrades that I did to the bike are feeling. I'm definitely a huge fan of the new clutch. That's first and foremost. I didn't realize how much my clutch needed to go. My plates, my old plates at least, they were sticking a huge amount. And, you know, I had a couple times where I actually killed my motor by, you know, pulling in the clutch and dropping from neutral into first. I hadn't even let go of the clutch and the plates were still sticking together even though the clutch was pulled in. So yeah, clutch definitely had to go. This new one feels amazing, and I think the dampers really helped as well. The sprocket, I'm really liking the sprocket on trails like this. I didn't have as many stalls. That was big. And these tires, man, they are so much better than my HTs. I feel like I can actually grab the dirt underneath me. I can't even imagine what it would have been like if I had to hit those patches of snow with the HT tires and not the intermediates that I'm running now. That could have been way worse. Definitely happy I got that oil seal fixed as well with the new dome washer. Now I can feel confident to actually go explore and not be worried about frying my engine. The little radiator cap that I got as well, the temperature gauge, it's also kind of nice. On all this single track, I never reached a temperature that, you know, was concerning. So that's kind of a nice relief to just know that detail. Like whenever I'm riding this kind of stuff, my bike's fine. I mean, it's been fine for all these years, but I don't know. I like things like that. You know, that way I can kind of confirm, you know, in my mind that it's not going to be a problem. Whoa! Damn, that root caught me. There's another one. Oh, I hit the skid plate on that one. That's another upgrade that I did over the winter time. I added a skid plate that actually protects my linkage. Really glad I did that. Alright, a little bit of exposure here. Want to try and hug the inside as best I can. Alright, I can see my truck way down below me. You can probably barely see it. It's right there through those trees. So you know what? With that, I'm going to end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This was, like I said at the very beginning of this video, this was single track ride number 1 of the 2025 season. I had a feeling it was going to be a challenge. I didn't expect as much snowpack in those spots, at least. But, you know, it was a good ride. I'm pretty excited for the rest of this season. And, yeah, I think we got a lot of adventures ahead of us. So, I hope you liked this video. If you did, do me a favor and hit the like button down below. And if you want to see more content just like this, definitely subscribe for more videos coming out in the future. And as always, hopefully I will see you guys on the next one. Let me get down here. All right. Catch you guys later. Adios, guys.